How can you possibly explain religion from an evolutionary perspective? As evolutionary scientists, we're constantly coming up with theories about what religion is for. How is it adaptive? How does it help us do things?
We're interested in the origins of two very important belief systems for humans all over the world, religion and science, and how these belief systems are compatible or incompatible and what the implications are for human society.
Dominic Johnson and Michael Price are leading a group of 18 sub-grantees around the world who are studying the evolution of religion and science as meaning-making systems.
We had a very long argument about what religion and science even are. They're not even comparable, they're chalk and cheese. So we had to find a way to put them on a level playing field so we could sort of compare them. And one way of doing that was to consider them as both being kinds of meaning systems or belief systems.
There's this expectation some people have that science and religion are going to be in conflict, but what we actually found was that they were mutually supportive, and there's a synergistic relationship between belief in science and religious belief. So they're stronger together, and both of them contribute to well-being.
The evolutionary perspective really stresses that question of what does a meaning system do for us? What does it help us achieve that we might not be able to do otherwise?
The grant has funded scholars in the fields of anthropology, psychology, biology, sociology, economics, and politics. Dr. David Sloan Wilson's Pro-Social Spirituality Initiative took an evolutionary look at how spirituality fosters cooperation.
As a biologist, I made a study of altruism, behaviors on behalf of others, not oneself. And that's an evolutionary puzzle. How can goodness exist in a Darwinian world? We're much more cooperative than most other species. In some ways, we're more like a beehive, a bee colony, or an ant colony than our closest primate relatives. So there's an amazing shift from individuals to groups as part of this way of thinking. We are and should be becoming part of something larger than ourselves. And there's your spirituality coming into it one more time. I'm engaged in something that's more important than me. And I am willing to subordinate myself to that. It gives me joy to do so.
It seems that human beings, all of us, all around the world, everywhere you look, across history and across cultures, have a meaning system of some kind. And it seems that it's not an accident, it's not random. The kinds of beliefs that people have in a particular setting are very well adapted to solve the particular problems that they have in that society.
Researcher Ayanna Willard studied how religious and supernatural beliefs affect healthcare practices on the island nation of Mauritius.
The project that we're working on was looking at how people use supernatural beliefs to understand illness and treatment of illness. We're particularly interested in folk medicine and what condition might increase people's willingness to decide that this was caused by God or ghosts or spirits or karma. Illness is a really particularly interesting one for supernatural beliefs. People do just sometimes get better because of their own natural immunity without a fairly deep scientific knowledge of how immune systems and viruses work. We, as a species, we want to know why things happen, particularly important things, why they happen to us.
One thing about this grant is it brings people from these different ologies together so that they can help each other understand things from different perspectives. So I like to think that we're triangulating on a problem and getting the best of these different disciplines.
Our theme is an evolutionary and anthropological perspective. We're interested in all types of societies, small-scale societies to large-scale industrialized societies. So a very cross-cultural approach, but also a focus on adaptation, which just means the problem-solving attributes of any kind of system. So we're really focused on what unique problems that religion or science might be able to solve for people, because that really speaks to their compatibility or their potential incompatibility. The findings that surprised me the most were science and religion, and not only were they not incompatible, but they were mutually reinforcing. So the people who got the most benefits from science and from religion were people who believed in both types of belief systems.